Hey guys, this is Flammy. Welcome back. We are here with episode 1 of my base build, which is part of my Let's Play series, which also makes this season 5, episode 12. So, base builds, base builds. So, as I mentioned in my last video, base builds are all about redesigning, and I love just redesigning from the ground up, so I'm going to start by just dragging everything out, and I'll talk as I'm doing this about some other things, relevant to this, and anything that sort of comes across my mind that I feel like. So, base builds. Yeah, so I'm redesigning. It's been a long time coming, and I'm generally really slow lately. I've been getting around to doing base builds, even though they really need to be done. So yeah, I've been at Town Hall 8 for a couple weeks now, and this is really going to be my first opportunity to redesign. I did some minor things, sort of like using up the new walls in ways that were sort of effective. So, for example, let's point them out. So, like all these walls out here, these gold and black walls, level 4s and 5s, those were all from Town Hall 8. Then these 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s out here are all from Town Hall 8 as well. So, when I redesign and blow everything up in my base, what I'm really looking to do is just sort of build from scratch, and I really like doing this, and, well, you don't have to, and you can just copy a base. I really recommend just building from scratch, because it really teaches you a lot. It makes you think about things in different ways, and, I think that if you just copy bases, that you'll lose some of that, and I think that definitely helps you when you're attacking as well. So that's why I always like to build from scratch, and I'm going to be moving my army camps over here. You'll notice they are full. I did take a bit of a pause between my last recorded episode when I was talking about how I was planning on doing this and this episode, so my troops all finished up, despite the fact that, actually I'll show you, in my last episode, I used pretty much every single one of my guys to steal. Oh, no, that's a defense log. There it is. There's the attack log. I stole over 500,000 last time, so that was a really good raid. Had to use my clan castle. Funny notice, so I used my clan castle in these last couple attacks, but it shows their shield rather than my shield. So right here, that's their shield. It should be a little white and red checkered, like right here you can see as Reddit Beta. Speaking of Reddit Beta, I did mention in the last episode as well, but if you would like to see what this base build ends up as, feel free to come spectate me. I certainly will have it done by the time that you're actually watching this first episode even. I recorded them all back to back, because, I mean, think about it. Well, if I didn't record them back to back, what would happen? Well, as soon as I log off for the night, someone would be like, oh, look, a completely destroyed base, free resources. And right now, that would really, really, really suck. I've got 1.6 million gold, and yeah, I don't want to lose that. No, thank you. So yes, keep your enemies, keep your grubby paws off of my resources. I want to keep those safe. So yes, I will be starting and finishing the base build right now. However, it will span several episodes, so if you guys do not expect to see the end of the build by this episode, but I will be talking about lots of strategy stuff, sort of like I've already been sort of starting at. I talked about like why you want to do a base build and why you shouldn't necessarily do it from copying off someone else's. Now, since the last update did add something that's going to be rather helpful to base builds, I will talk about that next. That is, of course, the little diamond plaque that's in the center of the base. So if you come zoom in here, you see this little white guy with a gold little shape. That is the exact center of the base. So in previous base builds, I showed you a way to measure to find that point, that's right here, by using sort of buildings as measuring sticks. Thank you, Supercell, for paying attention, perhaps to my videos, just perhaps general community suggestions. But that is an awesome suggestion right there, so I will definitely be taking advantage of that shortly. But I'm not sure necessarily in this video. But yes, that is what that marks, and is definitely very helpful. I definitely like moving all my defenses out first, which I'm doing right now, because I will be putting them all in first. And I want them all to be close together so I can find them easily. So I'm putting them all on the right side in this situation. Of course, I am doing this on an iPhone 3GS, so it's not the biggest of screens, so it's actually sort of hard to drag walls around. However, I mean, Supercell's been working on that as well. I mean, they did add the whole wall dragging in the last couple updates. I think that was 2 updates ago and 3 updates ago, respectively. So previously you had to drag these walls around individually. Now you can drag them around in sections, as well as you can rotate the sections. Both of those are relatively new features, so if you haven't been playing for months and months, yes, those are new features indeed. So I'm super glad that Supercell keeps adding them. Come on, Canon. Stop doing that to me. Alright, there we go. It's coming out, too, eventually. It's fighting, but it's coming out. So yes, hybrid bases. I haven't really talked about this at all. Hybrid bases. What are hybrid bases? Hybrid bases are a design that focuses on protecting both resources, which is fairly common, and trophies, which is the other most common thing to protect. Typically, the other general, big overarching types of bases are either trophy bases, which obviously focus on trophies, or farming bases, which focus on resources, probably unsurprisingly. I guess I'll sort of categorize those bases real briefly for you if you're not aware of them. Farming bases, well, what are they? Farming bases focus on just protecting resources. Storages will be in the center, mines and collectors, while they won't be inside the walls, will typically be very close to the walls so you can protect them. That sort of stuff. How does that differ than a trophy base? Well, trophy bases are sort of the exact opposite. They sort of sacrifice the resource storages in exchange for protecting the town hall more effectively, because town hall, of course, is the most important building to protect if you are trying to maintain trophies, because destroying that alone will let your opponent win the battle. Alright, that's my last defense moved out. But hybrid bases, so I talked about, I said I was going to do one, but what does that really mean? That means I'm going to be focusing on both protecting resources and on protecting the town hall. So the town hall is not going to be in the center, which would be very common with a trophy base, but it's not going to be outside, which is very common with a resource base. Now that might be strange to put your town hall outside for a farming base or resource base, but this is basically what I was doing for the last several weeks and maybe even a month on this account. Might seem weird, like I said, but why is that? By putting your town hall outside the walls, it actually has some really, really big advantages. The biggest one of them all is that it always dies, and that might seem strange, but of course, when it dies, it gives you a 12-hour shield, and 12-hour shields are great! They mean that your resources are going to be protected automatically, 100%, and guaranteed for the next 12 hours. So they are not a downside whatsoever, and they are actually, in fact, a very good bonus to get, which is why I am very happy to give away my town hall for free. I actually haven't moved it basically at all. It used to be like right here. Actually, it might not even moved at all. It might even moved out one or something. I can't really remember. But it was been outside the walls, and that's why I keep it outside the walls. So beyond just giving a shield, though, the other part that it does do is that as soon as you have a shield, think about it. Well, what happens if, say, 100 people search for your base over the next couple hours as soon as you log off? Well, some of them will not be able to attack, because say they're too low level, or they don't have the right army composition, or they don't think however many resources you have available to steal is worth it. Other people say they're only looking for Dark Elixir, or they're only looking for trophies, and you're not worth enough of those to them. Those are all sort of realistic, but hypothetical but realistic situations that people who are spectating your base might be in. So what changes, though, when your town hall is outside the walls? Well, if your town hall is inside the walls, you won't get a shield until someone attacks you and does enough damage. And someone might attack and do damage, but not 40% damage, which is when you get your first shield. Or attack but not take off your town hall, which is the other way to get your shield. But instead, if your town hall is outside the walls, they're pretty much guaranteed to give you a shield whenever they attack. The only way they wouldn't is if they attack from the opposite side and fail to do 40% damage. But it's fairly common. People want to do it. I mean, it's worth resources because, leagues after all, right? Let's see. How much is this league worth? I think it's 2,500 each. That's not it. Where is it? I think I misclicked. No? Oh yeah, it is this one. It was just being so slow to load. Silly me. So I'm in Silver League 1, so that gives 5,000 total. 2,500 of each. And so, of course, people generally, if they're attacking anyways, they'll just get that. It's worth like 3 archers to go get those extra resources and get some trophies, which typically people want. But how does that change when you have your town hall inside the walls, like a farming base, or with a trophy base or a hybrid base? Well, it means that when people attack, they're pretty unlikely actually to take out your town hall, and less likely to give you a shield. And this is obviously a downside because you won't have that shield, but even bigger, and the really subtle part is, if they don't have a shield, then more people will be able to search. So going back to that sort of situation, say 100 people search for you, well, if number 30 attacks you and just takes out your town hall and gives you a shield, that means the remaining 70 people, they won't find your base ever, because, well, think about it. They don't have, you'll be shielded, so they won't be able to search you. You won't be in matchmaking anymore. So in this way, that's sort of a long way to go about talking about it, but in this way, it's really important to at least consider the value of keeping your town hall outside the walls. And I definitely do recommend it for many players. Even the majority of players, I would say it's a good decision for them to do. Trophy bases are the minority of players. Their top players certainly can be trophy bases. And beyond that, anyone who wants to build up trophies, say to get 1250 trophies for the achievement, or if their clan's making a trophy push, those are good valid reasons to be a trophy base too. Beyond that though, we are wrapping this up right here. We have currently dragged everything outside the walls. I'm aiming for about 10-minute episodes for each of these to keep them not too long. There's our walls right there. Looks very lonely without all of our buildings, but this is going to wrap it up for this first base build episode. So guys, if you want to see what this is going to turn into, you can either go visit me in Reddit beta. My name is Derpy, of course, in-game. And, of course, you can check out my next base build, which will be out either later today or tomorrow. So look forward, guys. Beyond that, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something new, and I hope to show you some creative new design decisions which you might not have thought of in the future. Have a great day, guys, and clash on.